Adam, Chris Mannix with The Vertical. Wading into who plays who when has got to be a thorny issue, and you're clearly with the lottery reform and going after teams on nationally televised games. But I'm wondering if a situation like Phoenix unfolded again this year, would you do anything different than last year, which was just sort of, I mean, really nothing? That would you police them any further, a team that did that any further in this coming year?
Well, I'd say we now have a set of rules slash guidelines in place that were not in place last year. So without commenting specifically on Phoenix, because every situation is different, I think you can look at our guidelines now on resting, and I think that to the extent players are rested, to the extent players are rested for prolonged periods of time, I think we will be looking to our guidelines and assessing whether those teams are acting in compliance with our rules. Your first part of your question in terms of the league office getting involved with minutes, it's an uncomfortable area for us to be in. It's not a position we want the league to be in. And ultimately, it's my hope that the rules go in the drawer and that teams step up here and see that there is a larger obligation to our fans, to the basketball community. It's connected to the lottery reform as well, to put their best product on the floor and to create great competition. I recognize that there are legitimate reasons for sitting down players at certain periods of time, sometimes especially late in the season. As you guys know, there are times when they're looking at young players, they're trying to make decisions about young players going forward, they're trying to give minutes to young players when teams are no longer in a playoff race. That's why this is a very complicated area for the league to be in. And so we have these new rules. I think the owners all understood when we were discussing them that sort of the devil is in the details here in terms of how it is we will enforce them, and we're gonna do our best. And my hunch is that once we see them in operation, we'll be back having additional discussions as to just the right way to calibrate it. But at the end of the day, this comes down to our teams, and it comes down to a sense of obligation our teams have towards the league that they're part of.